Oh lele, oh la la, sei del Barça al Mallorca ya. Oh lele, oh la la, sei del Barça al Mallorca ya. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Barca News, where for the first time in a very, very long time, I get to start a post-match live analysis. Super ecstatic, super happy, not depressed. What an amazing feeling. But welcome to Barca News. It's March 12th, 2024, and Barcelona just accomplished something that we have not been able to accomplish in a very long time, which is to qualify to the quarterfinals of the Champions League after defeating Napoli 3-1 or an aggregate of 4-2. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Oh lele, oh la la, sei del Barça lo mejor que haya. Sorry guys, I know I just started the video singing, but I had to start singing again because I'm absolutely ecstatic, happy, joyful, excited, you name it. But welcome to Barca News. This is Mo. In case this is the first time you're watching the channel, this is the post-match live analysis where we get to analyze Barcelona matches as soon as they end. I can't even think, guys. I'm so fucking excited. Sorry. Anyways, this is a post-match live analysis where we analyze Barcelona matches and where I get to interact with you wonderful people in the chat section by reading your comments out loud, answering any questions, and getting that discussion going. And I'm pretty sure today's discussion is going to be off the charts because, as I can see already, everybody is super ecstatic. Everybody's super happy, as it should be, because, guys, we did it! Let's fucking go! Sorry, I'm really excited, guys, as you can see. I don't know how long I've been doing this post-match live analysis. And for the longest time, every time I would come in here all depressed. But not today, because Barcelona just defeated Napoli 3-1 or 4-2 on aggregate at Montjuic with goals of Fermin Lopez, Robert Lewandowski, and Joao Cancelo. I don't know why I was forgetting Joao Cancelo. But amazing match because Barcelona have achieved a historical feat. And I don't say it's historical because they've never done it before, but historical in the sense that this is something that Barcelona have not done in quite some time. Barcelona have not qualified to the quarterfinals in quite some time, and it was an absolute must to qualify to the quarterfinals this season. Not so much from the sporting prestige, but because Barcelona had budgeted to make it all the way to the quarterfinals, and had we not qualified, our budget would have been short. It wouldn't have been met, and as such, it would have spelled financial trouble for the club, and also would have spelled financial fair play trouble for the club. But today, the team showed up. They did their job. They defeated Napoli. They did so convincingly. And as such, Barcelona are expected to make around 15 million euros from their qualification to the quarterfinals, which puts us back on track to financial recovery, which is the most important thing here, because this is not the season where, our goal was to win the Champions League. That's unrealistic. We're still a project that's growing. We're still a team that's developing. So this is not a season where our goal was to, make it to the final. This was a season where our goal was to make it to the quarterfinals. And we did just that tonight. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very excited. And honestly, after this, I don't care what happens. I mean, obviously, if we continue winning, I'll be very, very happy. If we get disqualified, obviously, I'll be sad. But I won't be disappointed. I won't be angry because the team has met its goal of qualifying to the quarterfinals. And it did it in a pretty good way today. Again, 3-1 against Napoli. That's not small feat. Yes, Napoli are going through some problems. Yes, they just switched coaches. But it's still a big team in Europe. They still have players like Osimhen, like Kvaratskhelia. It's still a serious team. And the fact that we were able to beat them 3-1, it's still an important feat, and we should all celebrate. We should all be extremely happy. No, it was not the best matches of Barcelona, but the team for the first time showed maturity in the Champions League. We did not look nervous. We did not look like we were out of our depth. We did not look like, we were committing silly mistakes. We showed up. We were efficient. We didn't perhaps, again, have the best of matches, but we did our job. We were solid, and we achieved our goal, which was to qualify to the quarterfinals. And for that, we should all be very, very happy, and we should be very ecstatic. I sure am. So let's celebrate, and let's start with the comment section, and then I'll start analyzing the match. I know I haven't done any analysis yet. I'm just telling you how happy I am, but I'm so fucking ecstatic. Anyways, let's start with the chat section, and let's see. Nee says, Mo, I love your jersey. Look, I had to wear my jersey today. It's, by the way, let me see if you can see it. It's Suarez. This jersey is part of what I call the Mo curse. The Mo curse is whenever I buy a jersey, the player leaves. I bought Messi's jersey, and he left. I bought Suarez's jersey, and he left. And then I bought Frankie's jersey, and that's exactly the same summer that Matteo Alemany was trying to put Frankie on the market to sell him. So I was like, okay, I need to stop buying jerseys because this is obviously not working. But thankfully, Frankie ended up staying. So I guess the curse is broken. So now I've been buying jerseys again, and no one has left from the people I've bought. But actually, if that curse would have continued, maybe it would have been a good thing. Maybe I could have, started buying jerseys of people I wanted to leave. But anyways, the curse is broken, so that's all that matters. But let's do the comment section because Lobo says we won the game. Wasn't a good few nerve-wracking moments, but I am happy we qualified. 100%, my friend. I'm happy too. Again, not the burst of matches, but we were solid. We did our job. We achieved our goal, and that's what counts. And again, I will analyze a little bit more of the match. I know I haven't said anything yet, but very, very good job today to the team and to Xabi Hernandez. We have to give credit when credit is due. Jacob says, Rafinha's decision-making is so pathetic, it's unbelievable. 100% agree with you, my friend. I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again. Rafinha is not Barca level, but people continue to get mad at me for saying that. I don't know why. I feel like Rafinha has somehow cultivated a fan base kind of like Swifties. We'll call them Rafinha tits. No, that sounds bad. Rafinhits? I don't know. But he has cultivated some fan base where they will defend him no matter what. But anyways, to each their own. And Junior says this was a game for Roque instead of Lewa. He wasn't pressing anymore or making runs. He was just jogging around. But I'm glad our captain assisted him. I'll talk about that too. And let's start by talking. By the way, I had all these slides prepared for this live stream. And it turns out that none of them loaded. I don't know why. But we'll have to do it without slides. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys like visual effects or whatever you want to call it. But unfortunately, the slides have not uploaded. Again, I've had a lot of problems with my live stream software. It sucks. But let's start talking about the match because Barcelona started the match very, very strong. The first 20 minutes of the first half, they were pretty impressive performance. They were pretty amazing to watch. The team came out super motivated, playing with lots of intensity, pressing high. Whenever a Napoli player was about to get the ball, not even getting the ball, about to get the ball, immediately a Barcelona or two Barcelona players would be on him. And that caused a lot of problems for Napoli because Napoli could not find its place on the field. Were not able to build anything because as soon as they got the ball, Barcelona would immediately take the ball away because the players started super motivated, lots of high intensity. And as such, Barcelona were able to steal a lot of balls. And as such, Barcelona were able to create two chances that Barcelona were able to finalize. The first one by Fermin Lopez. Incredible fake by Robert Lewandowski, by the way. The way he pretends he's going to shoot it completely confuses Napoli's defense, leaving Fermin Lopez pretty much by himself facing the goal. It was almost like taking a penalty kick. And it was all thanks to Lewandowski, the way he created that space for Fermin Lopez to finish, which still was a pretty good finish by Fermin Lopez. Second goal, Lamine Yamal. My God, guys. And we'll talk a little bit more about players. But Lamine Yamal, that steal that he does in Barcelona's own third, runs all the way, passes it to Rafinha, who hits the post. And then thankfully, it bounces back to Cancelo, who was there to finish it. But my God, and that's what I'm talking about. The way Barcelona started the first half, the first 20 minutes, very incredible, very amazing, very motivating to watch. Because they were playing with intensity, they were pressing, they were causing Napoli to lose ball, and Barcelona were doing a pretty good job of maintaining possession of the ball. And again, whenever they lost it, they were quick to recuperate it And that's what allowed Barcelona to dominate the first 20 minutes, not allowing Napoli to do anything. But then came the dread, which is after Barcelona scoring 2 goals, they relaxed, they slowed down, they lost possession of the ball, they lost control of the match, and Napoli dominated the second half of the first half, if that makes sense. So the second quarter of the match, if you want to say that, which allowed them to score a goal. And that's when I started to get nervous, because we've seen this story time and time again where Barcelona starts a half pretty strong, and then as the minutes go by, they start slowing down, they start losing focus, they start committing mistakes. And that's exactly what we saw in the first half. They started really strong the first 20 minutes, and then from there, it was a decline until the halftime. And the whole time, I was just praying to God, please already whistle, whistle, whistle. We need the halftime. We need the halftime. Thankfully, it came, and Napoli, thankfully, were only able to score 1 goal. So we were still up by 1. And this is the part where we have to give credit, where credit is due, to Xavi Hernandez, because Xavi Hernandez was able to read what was going on the field. He was able to see what was happening, and he was able to adjust and make the correct decisions, because the team came out, moved some things around. Xavi Hernandez brought in Sergio Roberto and Oriol Romeo, which a lot of people were like, what is he doing? But that's exactly what we needed, because at the moment, the total midfield, we had lost control of the midfield. So had Napoli. This was a back and forth match, and it just was not sustainable, because at any moment we were either going to get scored on, or of course our players would have been super exhausted from having to run back and forth. So we needed more control in the match. So Xavi Hernandez doing the right thing, bringing in Oriol Romeo and Sergio Roberto to control the midfield. That's exactly what happened, because from the moment that those two came in, Barcelona regained control of the match. They regained control of the midfield. And from there, we just kept improving and improving and improving. We scored the 3rd goal, brilliant 3rd goal. Sergio Roberto, the way he grabs the ball, he does the 1-2 with İlkay Gundogan, who also amazing job the way he filters the pass. And without even looking, Sergio Roberto knows that Lewandowski's right next to him, passes him the ball. And of course, the Polish striker, if you give him the ball in the box, he's going to score it 100%. And this is what I'm always talking about. Every post-match live analysis, I always say, Barcelona don't have any mechanisms. Barcelona don't have any mechanisms. And this is what I mean by mechanisms. Those quick passes, 1, 2, 3, and you have your chance, right? Sergio Roberto, the way he grabs the ball, passes it to İlkay. İlkay returns it to Sergi. Sergi to Lewandowski. Pass. That's what I mean when I talk about mechanisms. This is what Barcelona should be trying during practices, trying different variations of these kind of passes, plays, and just practice them over and over again, where it becomes just second nature and where the players don't have to think about passing the ball. They just automatically do it, because that's what Sergi did. Sergio didn't grab the ball and look up and started looking like, okay, who am I? No. As soon as he got the ball, he immediately passes it to İlkay and makes the run into the box. İlkay, as soon as he gets the ball, he passes it back. And Sergio, without even looking, passes it to Lewa, who scores. If we tried that play 20 times, the same exact play, we don't even have to put variations on it. If we keep trying it like 20 times in one match, it's going to work. Even if it becomes predictable, it's going to work. Because if you do it fast enough, even if the other side is expecting it, you could still make it work. And this is what Xavi's Barca has missed for so long. And look, we did it once, just once. And it gave us the goal that sealed the match. So this is what I'm talking about, mechanisms. Brilliant 3rd goal. Barcelona finishing the second half is strong. And Napoli were just defeated. We could have scored more. We created a lot of chances. And I could see that the team wanted Lamine Yamal to score, because if Lamine Yamal scores, he will become the youngest scorer in the history of the Champions League. Of course, that's a record right now being held by Ansu Fati. So I think they wanted him to score. They kept passing the ball to him. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But the important thing did happen, which is that we won the match. And bravo to the team who, again, showed up today. They did their job. And bravo to Xavi Hernandez, reading the field well and reacting to the circumstances of the field and making those 2 substitutions that paid off. I think there were other substitutions that needed to be made. I'll talk about it a little bit later. But bravo, Xavi. Bravo, team. And let's go. All right, let's do the chat section. I'm sorry, I'm like super pumped. It might look like I did a bunch of coke and I'm like, but I didn't. I promise I don't do drugs. I just appear like that because I'm very happy right now. Okay, let's see. I know this comment section is moving very fast. So I'm going to try to do this. And let's see. Fumlani says, well done, Barca. I really hope to see Joaquin. Xabi, please stop this nonsense of not playing Joaquin. I'll talk about Joaquin a little bit more. And Prosperity says he's from Ghana. We are for victory. Congratulations. Yes, my friend. Congratulations to all of us culés. And thank you for watching. A lot of people watch the channel from Ghana, by the way. So shout out to everybody in Ghana. I hope to visit your beautiful country one day. But thank you for your support. And let's see. Zingaya says, let's give Koundé his flowers. The day De Jong got injured, it was him and De Jong with the most minutes in 2024, and he's still going stronger. Yes, 100% agree with you. I will talk about Koundé in a little bit when I talk about the players. But yes, 100%. Koundé has played every single minute of every single match since the year started, if I'm not mistaken. And he does not seem to be slowing down. If anything, he keeps getting better. And he does not seem to be getting tired or fatigued, which is pretty impressive. So I agree 100% with you. And Stanley says, hey, Mo, Xabi and Barca made us proud. Nice game. Amen, my friend. They did indeed make us proud. And they made the people in the stadium proud because today, Barcelona fans showed up. 50,000 people at the stadium, full capacity. Everybody showed up. And let's not forget, today is a Tuesday. The match started at 9 p.m. in Barcelona, which means it ended at 11. By the time people get home, it's probably midnight, 1 a.m. And people have to work tomorrow early. And still, people showed up. 50,000 people. The stadium booked to capacity, not a single empty seat. In Barcelona, the team responded to that, making us all proud, but more importantly, making the people at the stadium proud who showed up and did not stop singing for a single second. The whole time I was watching the match, I was like, my God, the atmosphere in the stadium sounds absolutely amazing. I wish I was there, but good job, Barcelona, and good job, Xabi. But let's talk now about the formation, the players, and I do want to talk a little bit about the substitutions because even though I did say Xabi did do a great job, bringing in Romeo and Sergio Roberto, which helped the team control the midfield and regain control of the match, he still erred in other substitutions. But let's look at the lineup because this is the lineup that Barcelona employed today. I'm going to put on my glasses because I'm an old man. But we had, of course, Ter Stegen in goal with Jules Koundé and Cancelo as our fullbacks, Cubarsí and Araujo as our center backs, Christensen as our pivot, Fermin and Ilkay as our interiors with Lewandowski as our center forward, Lamine and Rafinha as our two wingers. Now, first is first. We have to talk about Pau Cubarsí. Because what we're seeing in Pau Cubarsí is not normal. And I cannot stress that enough. What Pau Cubarsí does on the field is not normal. This is a 17-year-old kid. He's not even supposed to be playing top division football. He's supposed to be playing with the Juvenil A, which is the under-19 youth team, playing against other 17-year-olds, people of his age, of his strength, of his, same level of development, physically speaking. But yeah, there he is playing the Champions League, the highest stage of football there is, the biggest stage of football there is when we talk about club football, playing against grown-ass men who are much bigger, stronger than him, men who are fully developed as opposed to him who's still a kid, who's still developing, men who have been playing this game for many, many years at the highest level as opposed to him who's his first season. And yet, he was bullying them. Pau Cubarsí was bullying Osimhen. Osimhen, the guy who's supposed to be, the last bottle of water in the desert, the guy who's supposed to be worth 100 million. Pau Cubarsí completely bullying him, making him look like a rookie. Guys, this is not normal. Pau Cubarsí is out of this freaking world. And I am so happy that he's on our team. Because if he was on any other team, I would be so mad. Cubarsí is a generational talent, and I have no doubts that he will become one of the best, if not the best, center backs in the world. And by the way, he did win man of the match. which is, again, it's not normal. He's 17 years old, guys. He's not even supposed to be playing with the first team. And he just won man of the match in a knockout match in the Champions League with FC Barcelona as a defender, by the way. It's very, very rare that men of the match are given to defenders. They're always given to, strikers, maybe midfielders, but hardly ever to center backs. So amazing match by Pau Cubarsí, showing us once again the generational talent that he is and the just amazing talent that he has in his boots. And of course, we have to give credit where credit is due. A lot of people have been saying, why don't you talk about Koundé? We'll talk about Koundé today. Koundé, he has been since the new year on the come up, on the rise. Like, he had a pretty bad first half of the season. We don't know what happened. He was an incredible center back / right back last season. He started out this season pretty bad, his form dipping, and it seemed like he had just lost his touch. I don't know what it was. But since the New Year's, he's been just getting better and better with every match. And today was no exception. Today, once again, Jules Koundé single-handedly, just like during the first leg, completely shut down Kvaratskhelia. I forgot Kvaratskhelia was even playing because Koundé just completely canceled him out. So we have to give credit where credit is due. And we also have to talk about Cancelo, because I've criticized Cancelo a lot before about him being defensive liability. Cancelo is amazing when it comes to attacking. He's one of the very few players on the field who can actually dribble past defenders and generate danger on the flanks, kind of like what Lamine does on the right side. That's what Cancelo does on the left. But I've always said he's a big defensive liability because when he does attack, a lot of times he loses the ball, leaving the back exposed, but not today. Today, Cancelo was both great offensively and defensively, constantly tracking back to help with the defense. And there was one play, I remember during the second half, where he just literally walks up to, I think it was Apolitano, and just like literally extends his leg and just takes the ball from him like he was taking the ball from a little kid. And he takes it and he just stands there and he just passes the ball and he just continues to stand there. And I was like, my God, the balls on this guy to take the ball like that and then just like act like it was completely like nothing. So great job to Cancelo. Great job to Koundé. And of course, Araujo's Araujo. I don't even have to mention another solid match by Araujo, but that's the only kind of matches that we see from Araujo. And Cubarsí, man of the match. And what a talent, Cubarsí. Let's get back to the chat section. I don't want to keep talking for too long. And then we will talk more about the rest of the team and about the substitutions that Xavi Hernandez did not do. Again, not to say that Xavi did a bad job. He still did a good job. But I do wish he had made these other substitutions, which I will talk about in a little bit. And Victor says Rafinha had another assist. What more are you asking of him? Assist? What assist you talking about? When he hit the post? Because that's not an assist. Or you talking about the first goal? I'm trying to remember who crosses the ball during the first goal during the fake. But I mean, look, dude, if your standard is he provided an assist, so that's it, you have a pretty low standard for what a Barcelona player should be doing. Because there's levels to assists. And technically, anybody could get an assist eventually if you do what Rafinha does, which is send endless crosses into the box. Eventually, someone's going to connect with them. And there you go. You have your assist. So if that's all you need to do, just send crosses. Just have someone connect with it and then say, look, I got an assist. I have met my minimum standard of being a Barca level player. Then I don't know what to tell you. Because anybody from the academy could do that. Any kid from the academy can send endless crosses into the box and just wait for someone to connect with them and then just put up their arms and say, I scored an assist. We don't have to spend 60 million euros on someone to do that. But Hamza says, Pau has an even higher ceiling than that of Piqué. Some of these passes were mind-boggling. This proves that the system isn't the issue. It's the freaking quality of the players. Well, the system of the academy is not the problem. The academy has been producing quality players for the last, decades. It's the system of the first team that there isn't any right now. So I don't think it's the quality of the players, because we do have quality of the players. We do have quality in Araujo, in Cancelo, in Pedri, Gabi, Frankie, Gundogan, Lamine. We have quality. Fermin. But if the coach doesn't know what to do with that quality, of course, the system is the problem, because there is no system. But Pau is playing the way he's playing, not because of the system that he's in. It's because the system that produced him, which is La Masia, the academy. That's the system that has given us Pau Cubarsí, not because Xavi somehow has managed to turn Cubarsí, who was nobody, into this amazing center back. No, he's an amazing center back because of what he learned in the academy. Oh, Trick Shot says, Arsenal move on. Thank you for that update, by the way. I was kind of watching the first extra half before I started the live stream, so I don't know what happened. So thank you for letting us know. And let's see what else. Sean says, congratulations to Pau Cubarsí on his man of the match game. I remember one brilliant pass he made in the first half, I think, to break the Napoli press. It was beautiful. I know exactly what pass you're talking about. And yes, I agree 100%. But let's get back to the lineup, because I do want to talk about more players and these substitutions. In the midfield, Christensen was a bit disappointed in the pivot position. I think it's looking like more Christensen is going to be a temporary solution. Not to say that he's doing a horrible job and, oh my God, we should sell him and offload him and kill him, or I don't know, throw him off a bridge. But today we saw that, Christensen is not a pivot. He's not his natural position. He's a center back, one hell of a center back. And he had done okay in previous matches, but I always said, despite him doing a good enough job, I want to see him against a bigger team, because I feel like against a bigger team he might struggle. Today he struggled. Not to the point where it was total disastrous and, oh my God, we should have, immediately taken him off the field. But definitely enough to tell me that maybe Christensen is not a permanent solution. I think he's more of a temporary solution, good enough solution again. And of course, it's normal. Again, he's not a pivot, so I'm not here to say, he's horrible, because he's a center back and he's one hell of a center back. But today he was exposed a little bit. He was a little bit slow in his reaction. He's still having hard time with his turning around. Whether it's when he gets the ball and he has to turn around to pass it forward, or whether when he has to turn around to backtrack. And it's normal because he's not used to that. As a center back, you're always facing forward, whether you're passing the ball forward, or whether even when you're defending, you're facing forward because the attackers are coming at you straight ahead. As a pivot, you have to constantly be shifting around, right? You have to turn back towards your goal. You have to turn around towards the other goal. You have to turn to the sides. You're pivoting. Literally, it's in the name of the position. And he's slow at that because, again, it's not his position. So, of course, it's normal. Not that means that Christensen is a bad player. He's not. He's an incredible center back, but the pivot position is definitely not his strong suit. And, again, why would it be? He's not a pivot. Ilkay Gundogan, another great match by Gundogan. I think last match he kind of had a bad one after the penalty kick, but he's redeemed himself. Once again, highly active in the midfield, all over the place, constantly combining with his teammates, tracking back, helping with the defense, pushing forward with the attack. That assist, pre-assist, I guess you could call it, in the third goal. This is something that very few players can pull off, and Gundogan is one of them, just the way he broke all the lines with his pass. And let's talk about Fermin, because I said this last time, and I'll say it again. Fermin needs more minutes. Fermin needs to be playing more, because when Fermin is on the field, our team automatically becomes more vertical. And the way this guy plays, the way he gives his 200%, he's another Gabi. He's just all over the field, defending, attacking. He goes up, he comes back down. You see him on the right, you see him on the left. He combines with his teammates pretty well. He breaks line with his diagonal passes. He makes runs to the box. He scored a goal today. Fermin Lopez needs to play more. Because right now, between him, Cubarsí, and Lamine Yamal, they are the bloodline of the team. They are the heart of the team, and they are the players who are giving us the most. And that's what we needed, because after Gabi has always been the heart of the team, and after he got injured, we were kind of like, okay, what are we going to do? Because Gabi always motivated everybody by the way he gave his 200%. And now we have the answer what we should do. Fermin Lopez. That's the answer. I'm not saying that Fermin should replace Gabi. Not at all. Gabi's still better. But Fermin is the next best thing that we have to Gabi, and he needs more minutes. And I'm very glad that Xavi Hernandez gave him a start today. I think he deserved it, and he needs more minutes because he is showing us that he does have what it takes to play on the first team. And then out of the front three, I want to talk. I'm not going to talk about all of them because I don't want to make this live stream too long. We're already at 30 minutes, but we have to talk about Lamine Yamal. And not to sound repetitive, but what Lamine is doing, it's not normal. It's not normal. I know I just said this about Pau Cubarsí, but what Lamine Yamal is doing is not normal, guys. He is 16 years old. He is not supposed to be playing with the first team at this level. He is supposed to be playing with the Juvenil A, maybe even Juvenil B, with kids his age, with kids his size, with kids in the same stage of development. And yet, here he is today in the Champions League, biggest stage there is in club football, playing against grown-ass men who are fully developed, who are much bigger, stronger than him, who have been playing the sport for longer than he's probably been alive. And there he was, making the field his playground. Because Lamine today did whatever the hell he wanted. He was dribbling past players. He would run. He would stop. He would run again. He would cut in the middle. He would go to the side. There was a play where he falls and he still manages to put the ball past the defender's legs. Just did whatever he wanted today. It's a shame that he didn't score, because if he had scored, again, he would become the youngest player in the history of the Champions League to score. A current record being held by Ansu Fati. He'll have 2 more shots in the quarterfinals. It's a shame that he didn't score. But again, what Lamine Yamal did today or is doing is not normal. And we tend to sometimes forget about these things because we get used to it. Kind of like with Araujo, for example, we don't even mention Araujo anymore, because he always is so solid defensively that we just got used to it, right? And I'm guilty of this. I'm one of the first people that I'll admit I'm guilty of this. I don't even mention Araujo when I do my analysis because he always gives us an incredible match defensively. So we get used to these kind of things and we forget. And I implore everybody not to forget that what Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsí are doing is not normal. It's not. It's out of this freaking world. These two are generational talents, and we are extremely lucky that these two youngsters are playing on our team. I think we'll do a few more comments. I saw someone said, talk about Joao Felix. Look, talking about Joao Felix is like talking about, I don't know, the water boy or the towel guy. They had pretty much the same effect on the match. Actually, no, that's not fair to the water boy and to the towel boy, because the water boy still has a pretty important job, which is to provide hydrations to the players. And without the hydration, you can have injuries, the players can get exhausted, etc. So actually the water boy had more influence on this match than whatever the hell Joao Felix did on the field, because besides running with the ball when it went out of bounds, besides that, I don't think I saw him touch the ball again. But anyways, let's do a few more comments and then we will talk about these substitutions. And then we'll end it because I'm already at 35 minutes. That's how excited I am. By the way, 400 people currently watching the live stream. This is the highest ever. So thank you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. So thank you. 1,000 times thank you. Just don't forget to hit the like button. Hit that like button. That way YouTube algorithm can help me out, because YouTube algorithm forgets about us small YouTube channels. Anyways, all right, let's see. Nima says, Gundo needs rest. We need him until our injured players come back. Which midfielder do you want playing next game? Good question. I definitely want Fermin back again in the midfield. Actually, we're going to need Gundo next match, because next match is Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitana. That's going to be an incredibly difficult match. So Gundo needs to be on the field again. Who could be our third midfielder? That's a good question. I don't know how it's. I guess Christensen in the pivot with Gundogan and Fermin, just like today. Because yes, I do agree that Gundo needs rest, but unfortunately, next match is Atletico Madrid. Junior says, Mo, have you seen Osimhen? I do. I think I saw him sticking out of Pau Cubarsi's pocket. Could be wrong, but I think when I watched the match, the picture of Pau Cubarsi holding the Man of the Match trophy, I'm pretty sure I saw Osimhen's head sticking out of his pocket. So, if you guys can notify his family or tell him he's going to be late because he is stuck in Pau Cubarsi's pocket. All right, let's see. What else? Chris says, with that meniscus injury, Gabi may never come back 100%. If this was 30 years ago, I would say yes. But thankfully, with today's technology, with today's medicine, nutrition, physical therapy, that's not necessarily true. I mean, Xavi Hernandez got the same exact injury back when he was 26 or 27. And after that, that's when Xavi Hernandez really hit his prime. Was after his injury when Xavi became Xavi. Or I should say, Xavi unlocked his full Xaviness. So, and that was 20 years ago. In 20 years, medicine has taken huge leaps and bounds. So I think he'll be fine. And I pray to God that he'll be fine because without Gabi, it would be very sad. But let's talk about the substitutions real quick, and then we'll do a few more comments. Sergio Roberto. Someone asked me about this yesterday during the live stream and said, what do you think about Sergio Roberto coming in? And I said, I don't think he'll start because he has been injured, but I think he'll have some minutes and he'll have him in the midfield. And if he does, I don't mind it. And now you see why. Because when Sergio Roberto comes off the bench and plays in the midfield, he actually does good. It's when Sergio Roberto is played as a fullback when he doesn't do well because he's not a fullback. And it's when Sergio Roberto plays a full match or starts a match when he doesn't do well because he's old. He is past his prime. He is in no position to play full matches. But when he comes off the bench and only plays 20, 30 minutes, he actually does a good job. And especially in the midfield. And we saw it today. As soon as he came in, as soon as him and Romeo came in, Barcelona regained control of the midfield. And as a result, they regained control of the match. And as a result, we were able to win because there were moments where we had completely lost control of the midfield and it looked like Napoli could score on us any second. Another thing I want to talk about. I do not understand Xavi's substitutions. The Oriol Romeo, Sergio Roberto substitutions were right on the nose because we needed that and they worked. But Lamine Yamal, why did he have to finish all 90 minutes? Now, I understand he was absolutely causing headaches to Napoli's defense, but by the 70th minute, Lamine was exhausted. He could barely even run. Lamine should have came off. And we should have put in, I know we don't have any other natural wingers. We don't have Ferran, he's injured. But we could have put in Vitor Roque. And I saw him warm up. Or at least move Rafinha to the right and bring in Joao Felix and put him on the left, even though Joao didn't do anything. But I would rather have Lamine Yamal rest than keep Lamine Yamal on the field and still have Joao Felix who didn't do anything. So that was my first concern. My second concern, Vitor Roque. Why isn't he playing? I think Vitor Roque should have came in, at least for the last 20 minutes. This was a great match for him. Just to refresh our attack, we needed some fresh legs. Our front was starting to look slow. They were starting to lose energy. Lamine was exhausted. Lewandowski wasn't tracking back as much. Rafinha was still kind of running, but but he was starting to be more ineffective than usual because he was probably getting tired because Rafinha does run a lot. He does help with the defense a lot. So our front line was starting to look tired, and we needed some fresh legs, and this could have been a good match for Vitor Roque. So I still don't understand that. But besides from that, I'm not going to say that Xavi did a horrible job because he didn't. I think he did pretty well as far as the first two substitutions, as far as reacting to what was happening during the first half and making adjustments during the second. So good job, Xavi. Good job, the team. On to the quarterfinals. And Visca Barça. Let's do more comments, and then we will end the live stream. All right, let's see. This guy says, I can't read your name. That's why I'm saying this guy. No offense or anything. Says, Uriel is the worst player in the team, and it isn't even close. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he's the worst. Remember, Uriel started the season pretty strong. Him and Frankie de Jong had an incredible pairing where Uriel would stay back, hold the midfield by himself, allowing Frankie more freedom to roam, making Frankie more dangerous offensively. Unfortunately, Frankie got injured, and then Uriel was kind of lost without Frankie. So that kind of like made him have a few bad matches. And from there, he hasn't had any continuity. And when a player doesn't have continuity, they're going to be bad whenever they come in. I mean, if you put Lamine Yamal on the bench for 2-3 months, and then you start bringing him, 5 minutes here, then 2-3 matches, nothing, then 10 minutes there, he's going to suck too. Not that I'm trying to compare the two, obviously. Like Lamine Yamal has more talent in his hair than Uriel has in his whole body, but you get the point. So I wouldn't say he's the worst, but he's definitely not Barca level. We'll say that. Musa says, hi Mo, what are the position now of Barcelona qualification to World Cup if Atletico lose tomorrow? Good question. I think if I'm not mistaken, I haven't checked the rankings yet because they need to update. But if I'm not mistaken, so for every Champions League match that you win, you get 2 points. For every draw, you get 1 point. Obviously, for losses, you don't get anything. And to qualify to the quarterfinals, you get a point. So if I'm not mistaken, with today's win, that's 2 points. Plus qualifying to the quarterfinal, that's another point. So I think that puts us at 59 points to Atletico de Madrid's 62. So Atletico Madrid still have 3 points ahead of us. So Atletico need to lose tomorrow. So they don't get any points. And then Barcelona would need to win both quarterfinal matches or win one and draw the other, which would leave us level on points. Actually, no, that would put us 1 point ahead. Or we could win one quarterfinal and lose the other one, but we would still have to qualify to the semifinals, if that makes sense. Because if we win one quarterfinal, that's 2 points. We lose the other one is 0. But if we do qualify, that's another point. So that makes us tied with points, 62 to 62. And in the case of a tie, Barcelona moves on. So that's what we need to make it to the Club World Cup. Atletico need to lose tomorrow, and Barcelona need to qualify to the to the semifinals. Is it doable? It's tough, man. It's tough. It would all depend on who we draw for the quarterfinals. Because so far we've been lucky with the draws. We had a relatively easy group. Royal Antwerp, Shakhtar, Porto, and even Napoli. Not with all due respect to Napoli. We could have gotten somewhere much worse. We could have gotten, I don't know, what teams finished second. I think Arsenal finished top of their group. Man City finished top. You get the point. We could have gotten someone much worse. Anyways, let's see. What else? What else? Anthony says, guys, we cannot be upset for Vitor. He's young and competing against Lewandowski, one of the greatest center forwards ever. Patience is virtue. He's learning from one of the GOATs. I agree with your point. I see it, but I think we could still give him some minutes. I'm not saying let's start him. He should start matches, but put the guy in, because how else is he gonna improve and grow and adapt if he's getting 0 minutes? Oh, Jay Clinch says Ter Stegen's save was crazy. I agree. Another guy who we have gotten used to his greatness that we don't even talk about it anymore, kind of like Araujo. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. Unfortunately, I'm also guilty of this, where I don't even talk about Ter Stegen because we've gotten so used to Ter Stegen being amazing that we don't even talk about it. The same way we've gotten so used to Araujo being amazing, they wouldn't even talk about it. And that's why today I was just stressing that point that what Cubarsí and Lamine are doing is not normal. Let's not get used to it because it's not normal. They're 16 and 17 respectively. That's insane. That's insane. What were you doing at 16, 17? I'll tell you what I was doing. I was being an idiot. Actually, yeah, I was being an idiot. I mean, I was playing on my high school football team. But besides that, I was being an idiot. Like, nothing to be compared to what Cubarsí and Lamine are doing. Let's see. And Miguelon says, watching from California. Awesome. Where from California? If you can let us know, that'd be amazing. Oh, my God, my nose. My dog is going to kill me one day. I'm so allergic to him, but it's worth it. Zuki Man says Barca played well and so did Napoli, making it a good win. Vitor should have come in when Lamine was exhausted around 88th minute. Agree. And Drago says Lewa is either a super sub for the last 30 minutes or be subbed at halftime. That way he can run more. I think Lewa could easily do 60 minutes of each match. And against the easy match, against the easier opponents, flip it around. You know, have Vitor Roque do 60 minutes and Lewy come the last 30. I think if we do that, that'd be good. But, I mean, Lewy's Lewy. I get it why Xavi starts him. I mean, he not only did he score the third goal, but the first goal was his. Technically, the way he fixed the entire Napoli defense, leaving Fermin Lopez by himself in front of goal. I mean, not many can do that because when Lewy's on the field, the defense is going to be tracking him. And so sometimes, even if he might not be doing anything, he might not be scoring or anything, the fact that he's there, that opens up space to other players because defenders automatically want to mark him because they know what he's capable of. But anyways, I don't want to make this any longer. We're already at 47 minutes. I usually aim for 30 minutes, way over that, but it's okay because we're all happy today. We're not depressed like usually during the live streams. But amazing win. On to the quarterfinals after many, many years of not making it to the quarterfinals. We have met our budgetary goal. So after this, like I said, I don't care what happens. If we continue winning, amazing. If we lose, I'll be sad. But at least we have met our goal, which is to make it to the quarterfinals. So I'm incredibly happy. I'm very proud of Xavi and the players today because they showed up. They did their job. They achieved their goal. On to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to all of us and to all the colleagues watching. I will see you in the news video. I still haven't even made the news video. I haven't even finished work, by the way. I hope nobody that I work with is watching my channel because I left my work and then just started watching the match. But Visca Barca, now and forever. Let's celebrate, guys, and I will see you later. And I'll say it again. Visca Barca.